Hey guys, welcome back. You're still tuned into Power Breakfast, and let's now bring in our research team to fill you in with all of the cues that you should track as we get into a fresh trading session. We have Sonal and Mangalam both joining us now for exactly that. Guys, a very good morning. And Sonal, let me come across to you first. The global cues once again look quite supportive.
Yes, they do. So that indicates that for our own markets, it could be another day of greens as far as market moves are concerned. US markets, they closed higher despite hawkish comments coming in from Fed Chair Powell. This was all about inflation as far as global market commentary is concerned. And that takes me to European markets, because there as well, we saw markets closing largely in the green. And this despite the fact that ECB went ahead and raised rates by 75 basis points. They've cut growth forecast as well. And they said that if needed, rates will be hiked even further. So inflation and curbing inflation was all about the global markets this time around. Asian markets, they are largely higher in trade today, but we have South Korean markets and Taiwanese markets which are shut today. So lesser cues coming in from there, but the Hang Seng is up 320 points as we speak. Chinese inflation data has come out, which is coming at 2.5% versus a Reuters poll of 2.8% on a YOY basis for the month of August. SGX Nifty, considering the cues from the global markets that we are getting, is indicating that this day again could be a very strong day for our own markets. It is indicating an uptick of 87 points. As far as our own markets are concerned, well, yesterday Nifty consolidated in a narrow range, but it did see a gap up opening and it closed higher by almost 1%, up around 175 points, and it was Bank Nifty that really led the gains in yesterday's trading session. The 20 DMA is a support now for the Nifty at 17,651, so that is the level that we'll be watching out for. FIIs, they've pumped in more money. Around 2,900 crore rupees is what the FII buying figure is. DIIs, however, net sold 213 crores in cash market yesterday. So far, in last 40 days, FIIs have net bought of around more than 20,000 crore rupees. So a lot of optimism, at least in the cash market, is coming in from the FIIs itself.
All right, Sonal, thanks a lot for taking us through all of those cues. We're bracing ourselves for a good start, and then let's see how the trading day moves from there. But Sonal, also take us through some of the individual stocks that we should keep on our radar today.
Well, there are not many, but some of them that I could identify, Pavitra. Let me start with Samvardhan Motherson Motors, which was in focus because they will be buying frame manufacturing assembly operations of Daimler. So India, that stock remains in focus. In FY22, this particular unit did revenues of around 300 crore rupees, so that stays in focus. M&M is saying that for the new launch, bookings of electric XUV 400 will be starting in January. So, of course, that big launch is something that the street will be watching out for. NTPC has said that they have entered into an agreement to supply renewable energy to armed forces, a big focus coming into renewable energy arm from NTPC. And Mint is reporting that hotels, tourism may get trade incentives. If that does happen, it will be a big relief for all these companies. So Indian hotels, specialty restaurants, all of them will be in focus today.
All right, we're going to watch out for these stocks. Sonal, thanks a lot for that. Finally, let's also bring Mangalam in now. He's tracking all of the cues from the futures and options space. Mangalam, yesterday was definitely good. How's it looking today?
Well, today it's looking even better if yesterday was good, because the bulls are in complete control. From last week's low of 166 odd, the Nifty has rallied almost 700 points. So that's the kind of move that we're seeing. Yesterday, the Nifty Bank led the gains, but importantly, FII flows, which were meandering a little in the past, have now come back with full force, close to around 2,900 crore worth purchase. The DIIs selling 213 crores still meant that the net inflows were around 2,700 odd crores. Importantly, after a few days of unwinding positions or hedging positions in index futures, the FIs went ahead and bought 853 crores in index futures as well. A large part of that was fresh long addition, but some part of that was also covering 2,500 short positions. Importantly, the Nifty saw some unwinding of positions, whereas the Nifty Bank open interest was up 8.8%, telling you that there were a lot more longs added on the Nifty Bank itself. Now, it's interesting that the Nifty is so close to its all-time high, and the FII short positioning is still 76%, telling you that if we sustain at higher levels, maybe at some point these shorts will have to go cover their positions. Importantly, we're seeing some action at the 18,000 call, 17,800 call and 17,800 put have together been extremely active with a premium of almost 300 points. So the street is believing 17,500 to 17,600 would be a strong support at the lower level, whereas levels upwards of 18,000 and 18,100 is something that we are eyeing. At the lower level, the one mark that we'll be watching out for is the 20-day moving average, 17,651. But importantly, also know that now that the SGX Nifty is indicating a gap up of almost 90 points. What happens? Because in mid-August, August 17, August 18, as well as August 19, we saw the Nifty retrace from levels just shy of that 18,000 mark. So that is something we'll be watching out for too.
All right, we're going to watch out for that. Mangalam as well as Sonal, thank you very much for joining us and taking us through the trade setup as we get into a fresh trading session. With that, it's time for another short break in the show. But when we come back, we shift our focus from equities to the world of commodities. We'll fill you in with what's going on in just a bit.